and I am back with day 24's little advent calendar gifty for you guys, and I'm going to make a layout with it. This is the little title, as well as a wax seal that has all these fun little gears inside. Mine happens to have a little drop that was left over. I'm sorry. And then I also have these leftover little corrugated pieces, as well as this bag full of different things that were left over from a previous layout or 5. Lots of 49 and Market stuff, a couple Dusty Attic things, all that stuff. I've got this acrylic piece from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. I also have these 2 pieces. I've got a Minte cut apart and then a couple tiny words from Minte. And then this is my home repair set from SAR. I have a few extra pieces that were left over. These pieces will probably be the ones that I use for today instead of breaking into a whole new set. And then I have what I think it's called In the Garage, which was my first tool set that I created for SAR. And then I've got this yellow film strip that I brought in because there was another yellow film strip in that little baggie. And I thought if I brought in one, I would need to bring in multiples. But I don't know if I'm going to bring in yellow or not. I have this hickory color of rub-on from 49 and Market. And then from Close to My Heart, a kit, a boy kit, I think is what it was, from a few years back. I have these hexagon clusters. So I thought I would try to make those work. And then also from Close to My Heart, Ubers longs ago, if that's a sentence. I have these stickers, and I just plan on using this one sticker because of the color. And then this was also, oh my gosh, from 49 or from Close to My Heart. Oh my gosh, I want to say 49 and Market so bad. But from Close to My Heart, I think that was the Beehive little page kit. Same with the hexagons. I also have these borders. They're from Creative Memories. Here are my photos. I believe I have 5 of them. I've got these 2 pieces of cardstock. They are also close to my heart. One of the kits, I cannot remember if this was the Time kit or the Honeybee kit. I don't really remember because it was all broke up in my industrial. And then from P13, I'm going to map my photos with this Soulmate paper. And on the back of it was the letterpress letters from back in the day. I'm sorry I didn't share that with you guys, but I did end up just backing my photo with the blue, and then I distressed the edges a little bit using my edge distressor. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my photo. Now I am bound and determined to break out of the habit of always putting my 3 horizontal photos over on the right. And I felt like this tells my story better, having the photos on the left, and then my 2 finishing photos, which I can't believe I did not take a picture of the completed closet. But this was irritating. That's the best word I can think of. But my daughter really wanted to build her own closet instead of just have Dad put the doors back on the closet that I took out 10 years ago, because this was my old craft room. And so I told Kyrie, I said, well, you can have your closet anywhere you want. If you want a floating closet so we can move it around the room until you finally find a home for it, we can buy a PAX unit. If you want to have Dad put back the closet where it belongs, we can do that as well. Well, instead, she decided she wanted this one wall behind the door to be her closet. And I thought, oh, that works too. And it's nice open closet. There's no doors. You can still add doors to this type of closet. All that good stuff. So we started ordering everything. Everything is from IKEA. And we ordered everything, and everything said it was deliverable. Everything. And you guys all know IKEA. You have to buy this, and then you have to piece it all together. It's so fun. And I do not mean like having a blast fun. It was awful, you guys. So it's kind of nice though, because once you see a unit and it says, oh, to buy everything, you just buy all of this stuff. Well, Kyrie wanted a little bit of something different. She has more shoes, so she wanted more shoe shelves. So she designed it herself. We basically put in the dimensions of her wall, and she picked what she wanted in her space, right? And then the little extra space that she had, we bought a little rod that was perfect too, because it extended into the blank space for all of her long dresses. It was perfect, you guys, absolutely perfect. So we ordered it. And then we found out that half of it could not be ordered and delivered. Like, it could be ordered, you just had to go pick it up. And our nearest one is Salt Lake. So very annoying indeed. And so we decided, well, why can't we build that stuff ourselves? Yeah, let's do that. So my husband's like, yep, we'll whatever we're missing, we'll add it ourselves. So we got drawers, we got the shoe racks, which kind of tilt at an angle. We got the main cupboards, which look weird. It's almost like they're lockers, rather than, shelving units like what I have for the craft room. They're just plain weird. I cannot remember the name of them or anything. So anyways, we got all this stuff. We set a weekend aside to put her shelving units together, and my husband forgot that we were supposed to add our own things. So we go ahead and we start putting this unit together, and he's like, well, I need this. Yes, well, that was one of the things that we couldn't get, which were the shelves, basically every shelf unit. So any flat surface that you see in the pictures, those were the pieces that could not be shipped, which it blows my mind. Like, really? You could ship weird shaped stuff, but you can't ship a flat shelf? So anyways, and we needed 11 of these shelves. And so he's like, okay, well, we run to Home Depot. We buy two boards of plywood. Kyrie paints it to match. I mean, it's perfect. We're trucking along and doing all these things. Well, when he goes to cut the shelves, he's like, well, why can't they be 12 inches? Why do they have to be 11 and 7/16 or some weird, it wasn't an even number. Like, it was so crazy. The depths were not just 12 inches. And I said, well, that's probably the gimmick that they do to get you to buy theirs instead of build your own or add your own to it. And so he was just like, oh, my stars. And then, of course, we couldn't find the right thickness. So we were worried, because everything has to be screwed into the edges. We were worried that it was going to start splitting the wood, all that stuff. So we had to go back to the store, get better, longer screws, so that way if it does start to split, it'll actually start going all the way in past the split. We bought wood glue just in case, and actually we had to buy a different type of glue because it was wood on metal, but we did buy some wood glue so that way if it did split, because of the plywood that we were using, it would hold all together, right? So in the pilot hole that he drilled, hoping that it wouldn't split, he put in a bunch of glue. And then as he was putting the screw in, if it were to split, which they did not, by the way, the wood glue would have dried and held it all together and whatnot. So, I mean, it all ended up working out really, really well. However, it just was silly. It just, every time we got to another step, okay, now I need this. Oh, well, we have to build our own of that as well. Oops. Because, this project wasn't a lay it all out and see what we're missing, because that was Kyrie's job. Kyrie was supposed to lay everything out and tell us what we were missing. So when we go to buy the plywood for the shelving and the new screws and the wood glue and the metal on wood glue, we were supposed to have the list. Well, she says she laid everything out. And as you can see on that one paper, she laid everything out, but she didn't make a list of what we were missing. So it was good fun. And as you can tell, everybody's just smiling and having a blast putting this contraption together. And Jason's like, next time we're just going to go to Salt Lake and pick up what we need. And he was just dumbfounded as to why they would not ship teeny tiny little pieces. Granted, maybe the weight, I don't know, but we were just, and it says, no matter how many times I bought it, it said it was deliverable to our address. Over and over again, I showed him where it said that it was deliverable, but then as soon as I go to buy it, it says, nope, sorry, can't do it. Like, I didn't understand. And then I tried to change the quantity. Well, maybe I could buy 2 at a time, and then they'll ship me 2 at a time. And it says deliverable, and as soon as I put 2 in there, as soon as I put 1 in there, oh, Can't do it. Cannot ship. And it was just so strange as to why it would not do that. And of course, I don't like to make phone calls. So I did not even call to ask or anything. Jason was just like, nope, next time. Next time we're just going to go to Salt Lake, pick it up, and we'll pre-order it and set a pickup date and just go and stop by and pick it up, because he absolutely hates walking through IKEA. I love walking through IKEA. It is so fun, but he hates it because then I start looking at all of their mock-up rooms and get ideas, and he's just wanting to follow the arrows, just stare at the arrows, don't go anywhere, follow the arrow. If it says to go this way, you go that way. Don't stop, don't deviate from the arrow. Just follow the arrow. And I don't like to follow the arrow. I like to go in and out and find all the little shortcuts into this area over here. And I mean, I think it's a blast. And when we first went to IKEA for the very, very, very first time, it was his first time, not mine. I told him and all of our little children, and they were little at the time, that once you go up that escalator, you can't get out. You have to go through the whole store to get out. And they didn't believe me. They thought, that's just a joke, blah, blah, blah. And so here we are in the middle of the store, nowhere near the end. And they're like, are we done yet? Like, nope. We're only halfway through. Once you see the cafeteria, then we can be done. And they were all excited about cafeteria and Swedish meatballs and oh, yum. And I said, well, that's why they put the cafeteria kind of towards the end, because by the time you make it through here, you're hungry. And sure enough, the kids were hungry. So anyways, but that is our story. That is where my little title for today that says, when nothing goes right, go left. It's absolutely perfect. It was a fun project. It was a daddy-daughter project that I thought was great. Me and Nala only hung out for a little bit. That's probably why I didn't get a finished result thing, because it was a very slow project. But Kyrie and her dad definitely got to bond over this closet. She was super happy with it. She remodels it or redesigns it about every 15 days. So she takes... And she first hung up all her clothes. You can see the rack in the middle, two cubbies. She hung up all her clothes, and then she has adjustable shelving that is the leftovers on the floor. So she adjusts them, based off of the pegs that we could order. We could order the pegs for the boards, but we couldn't order the boards. That's fun stuff. But yes, she moves them and she angles them. She had a whole bookcase. Well, then she found a bookcase in Dad's shop that was actually supposed to be for one of her brothers. Her dad was supposed to fix it and get it set up for one of the brothers. Well, he's been in his room for like 5 years now. So... somewhere in there. And he's never asked for it. So Kyrie's like, well, can I have it? And I said, well, you need to go ask your brother, and then you need to ask your dad because he needs to fix it. And so of course she asks her brother, and then the brother's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, had no clue, of course, typical boy. And then of course Dad fixes the drawers. Only took another weekend. She painted it and everything, and that became her bookcase. And then she figured out that the drawers were on the side, so she's got nice little unmentionable drawers. And I mean, it just is great. What she does to that room about every 15 days is pretty cool. If I, she's always remodeling, always changing it up. She moves her bed a little bit. She moves her dresser a little bit. She has a vanity, all these good things. And she's always moving it around and shifting positions and whatnot. Every time I walk in, it's like, gosh, I wish I could do that to the whole house. Like, just change everything up. Tomorrow I want my dining room over here. Like, seriously, I don't like having everything all in the same spot all the time. I've never been like that. And I've always had houses where I could move all of my goodies around and whatnot, minus the dining room and the kitchen, right? But my living room, I was always able to, shift my living room around. And for some reason, this house, it just kind of seems fitting where everything just stays put, right? And this is where they go. So anyways, I went ahead and I distressed the edges very slightly on my hexagons. I didn't want them to look round. So I just very lightly distressed the edges. Then I inked the edges because I felt like they were too clean. And so I inked those edges. I found out where I wanted to put them on my layout. And then I took my rub-ons and rubbed them on. I wanted to make sure that some of the rub-ons went off of the hexagons, as well as some of these stickers. Now, these stickers all came in a pack. It was, I think I got one of each different type of design, but I think they're pretty cool because it's like a collage of unfinished things, like you've got a math problem up there, which was technically what my husband was complaining about the most because of the awkward measurements. And then of course, you've got a half filled out leisure, all these good things. And so I added those on there just to give it a little bit more of a chaotic feel. And then I really like the order number and the rec number because that's what we had. And then this is her happy place. She loves spending all this time in her room. And, we call it the princess room because she's got a bay window and it's offset from the whole rest of the house. The only thing she has to deal with is me because my office is right next door in the garage. And so it just was good fun. Of course, the sawdust wasn't in her room. The sawdust was in my husband's shop, but it was still sawdust and it was still everywhere. And yeah, I love the fact that Nala was there with us to experience it. Well, Nala and Chonkers, both of the corgis were with us that weekend. It was just good fun, you guys. It super was. I absolutely loved it. And I loved using these pieces. They were perfect for these photos. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel, who is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. And yeah, I will check y'all later. Bye.